Hello, my little mathematicians. Today, I'm going to help you get started on writing equations from both tables and graphs. So let's go ahead and take a look at number 3 first. So when you write an equation for two variables, you always want it to be in terms of x, or I should say y in terms of x. So think to yourself, what do you do to the x to get to the y? So let's first of all look at this one right here. And I could say, oh, hey, to get from 2 to 1, I could divide by 2. So I take x and divide it by 2 and I get 1. Yes, that is true, but I need to see if that pattern holds up the entire time. So if I did 4 divided by 2, is that 3? No. So the pattern isn't x divided by 2. What's another thing that I could do from 2 to get to 1? I could subtract 1, right? Isn't 2 minus 1, 1? Okay, well, let's see if that pattern holds up. What's 4 minus 1? That's 3. Does it hold up for the whole table? 6 minus 1 is 5. If I subtract 1 from both of these, do I get the same, do I get the corresponding y? 8 minus 1 is 7. 10 minus 1 is 9. Yep, so when I subtract 1 from x, I get the correct corresponding y here. So that means the pattern is x minus 1 in order to get to your y. Okay, let's try another one. Remember, you can always pause the video, try it yourself, and then unpause it and see if you got it right. So for here, okay, maybe it's the same thing again. I subtract 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. Well, what's 4 minus 1? Not 2. Okay, so it's not subtracting 1. What's another thing I could do to 2 to get to 1? Yeah, I could divide by 2, right? What's 2 divided by 2? 1. See if that holds up. What's 4 divided by 2? 2. Let's see if I do both of these divided by 2 if I get the correct y. What's 6 divided by 2? 3. What's 8 divided by 2? 4. So that means that same pattern of taking x and dividing it by 2 gave me the correct y. Another way to write it, of course, is x divided by 2. Okay? So there's how you would go about writing an equation from a table. Okay, you ask yourself, what did you do to the x to get to the y? So then if you're given a graph and you want to find the equation, well, a graph is basically giving you ordered pairs, right? Which a table is made up of ordered pairs. So let's look at number 11. That first coordinate point went over nothing, up nothing. So 0, 0. This one went over 1, up 6. My next one went over 2, up to the 12. And my last one went over 3, up to the 18. So there's my ordered pairs, or table, I should say. So then it's the same thing as the previous page. What do you do to the x's to get to the y's? The 0 one's kind of hard to tell, so let's look at this one. I added 5, maybe, right? 1 plus 5 is 6. Well, is 2 plus 5 12? No. So what's another way to go from 1 to 6? Yeah, if you maybe multiplied by 6, because 1 times 6 is 6. Does that hold up? What's 2 times 6? 12. What's 3 times 6? 18. Okay, so that means each time I took whatever x was and I multiplied it by 3 in order to get my y. Okay? Now remember, we don't want to write it like x times 3. That's like the baby way. We write it with the coefficient or the number in front of my variable. This is saying 3 times x is equal to y. And there you go. That's how you write an equation from both a table and a graph. You got this, folks. Keep going.